workout. This workout is for all ages and abilities. I show options seated of all the exercises and standing. I'm on my own. I usually do these with my 77-year-old mother-in-law, but she can't join me today because it's a religious period for our Jain religion. It's Paryushan. So I will be doing it myself. It will be safe for you. Around 30 minutes, a little bit shorter than our usual one, so it gives you an option. Saved on my YouTube channel. Please share it with your loved ones and your friends so I can help as many people as possible. I've got a whole selection of weights, tin cans, plastic bottles, safe household objects if you don't have dumbbells, or just start beginners just with your body weight. And literally remember, even if you do a minute today, it counts. Exercise, snacking, take something away that you can sprinkle into your day regularly. We start with a moment of breath work. I have an amazing Zoom community that I can see live as well. If you'd like to join me on Zoom, sign up to my free newsletter on my website, feelgoodwithlavina.com. And there's also a WhatsApp group where I communicate session reminders as well. So let's get started. Any problems on Zoom, you know I'm live on YouTube as well. We're going to start with the box breath today. So close your eyes, relax your shoulders, maybe place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just tune into your breath. It could be fast. We're normally in that fight or flight, rushing around. So I encourage you to take deep breaths in through your nose, nasal breathing for all the science behind it. Exhale through your nose or your mouth. Just imagine breathing in positivity, slowing the heart rate down. Exhale any tension, negativity out. Today we're going to do a really simple breath. We're going to breathe in for 5 and exhale for 5. This is all explained in my book, The Feel Good Fix, all the science behind this coherent, resonant breath. Breathing in, let's just follow with me what you can. Breathe 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keep your eyes closed. We just did 4 rounds, less than a minute, a mindful minute. Just see how you feel. Return to your normal breath, keeping your eyes closed, rubbing your hands in front of you. Generate some heat. Place them over your closed eyes. Take a positive inhale. Open your eyes. Keep the hands there. Bring a smile to your beautiful face. Let some light in. Another positive inhale and release the hands away. The power of your breath. How do you feel? Let me know in the comments. Thumbs up on YouTube, I can see. And on Zoom, brilliant work. So now we're going to move into our mobility, but use these techniques in our busy lifestyles. You can reset your nervous system just like that with your breath. Now we're going to use that breath for our workout. And I can see some of my inspiring 70, 80, 90-year-olds even on Zoom that join me every week, but this is open to everyone. Even if you're young, sitting for too long, which we all are, working from home, I go into companies, you can see I'm just warming things up by marching first, because Vinu Uncle on Zoom has inspired us with a bit of marching. So you could get your steps in from anywhere. Even if you're working from home on your desk, this is what I do in my workplace wellness talks, is show them techniques so we can add in movement in our life. So let's warm the whole body up. Nice and quick, a few head circles, just 2 in each direction. You can keep the feet moving or you can just slow down, focus on mobilizing, change direction. Seated or standing. I'm going to try and show both for you. Second one, hands on your shoulders, big circles with your elbows. Use that lovely breath that we did breathing in. This opens up the heart chakra, releasing some oxytocin, the love hormone. Let's change direction. We are doing mobility. This is to keep us mobile for life. But also if you've got joint pain, any aches, we've got synovial fluid around our joints, that we want to keep those joints nice and lubricated, oiling them, keeping them supple. Lovely work. A few arm circles. So we're going to go back and alternate each arm. Just do what you can. Any exercise you don't like, you can replace even with a bit of marching. Just find a little move that you enjoy. Let's change direction. So coming forwards, maybe imagining you're doing a bit of swimming here. How does that feel? Are your arms feeling a little bit warmer? Are you hearing any little clicks? So that's where we want to keep this mobility, that real movement for our joints to keep them supple. Lovely work. We're going to do our hips. So if you're able to stand, please stand. I'll show you a seated option. We're going to circle out our hips. So we're just moving the hips. You can bend the knees, circling through. This one feels really lovely. Change direction, couple that way. If you're seated, you can just rotate the torso, coming forwards and round. This is accessible. I want it to be accessible to everyone. We do these workouts for the last, over 2020 I started in the pandemic to try and break down the barriers of cost, time and motivation to exercise. So everything you see me doing, I hope you can give it a little go. So seated, or if you're standing, make sure you've got support with you. We're going to just circle out our ankles and our wrists. This is probably a good one to do seated. Unless you've got good balance and you know, always have support, a wall or something near you. Make sure you don't fall. We're going to do our balance snack as part of our warm-up because we want to reduce our risks of falls, especially as we age. Changing direction could be a little bit trickier. Let's see how that brain is working. You know, I'm an ambassador for Alzheimer's Society as well. So trying to reduce our risks of things like dementia and Alzheimer's, movement, physical activity is one of the best ways. Let's do the other side. So when I say coordinate your movement, so go one direction with the other foot and the wrists. And then when I say change direction, our brain, those neurons have to go from our brain down and coordinate these movements. This is keeping our brains fit. And the changes in your brain start in midlife. So tell your youngsters, your family members as well. So we're going to do a bit of marching. Get that heart rate up. It's really important to do our cardiovascular aerobic activity. We're just going into that aerobic zone. So that moderate, just getting the heart pumping. We want to use the respiratory systems, our lungs, reduce risks of things like cardiovascular disease, which is the world's biggest disease, and it's so common. But we're also improving our metabolic health. As an ambassador for Diabetes UK, exercise snacking is something I've been promoting with them, and the studies, the research I did for my book really shows the power of short, little bite-sized amounts through the day. Just get your steps in from wherever you can, even seated when you're watching TV. Let's relax for a minute. Are you feeling warm? Give me some feedback, YouTube and on Zoom. Let me know how you're feeling. We're going to do a bit of balance work. So here, I want you to have a nice clear area. Make sure there's nothing in the way. If you can't stand, I'm going to show you a seated option just to start working the muscles. Have a support, a wall or something fixed. You know, I try and get you to balance for at least 10 seconds. That's a great indicator of longevity. You can hold for support. You could reduce that hold. You could do this when you're brushing your teeth, which is what I want everyone to do. And that's how I've improved my balance. The book has different targets based on your age range. We have started, but I'm going to quickly carry on if you can. Stop and start. I'm going to show the seated option, which would just be a leg extension, working those muscles, firing them up, focus on your thigh muscles. If you're able to balance, shall we count down? If you've already done a bit, count down with me, see what you can do. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now look, I did a tree pose because I saw an amazing, I'm seeing Vinu Uncle a lot on Zoom today. You don't have to do that. You can just progress to your level. But I was just showing you some more advanced options. You could even progress to brushing your teeth, holding the sink, trying a couple of seconds with your eyes closed. That could be a next progression if you're finding balance easy. Other leg, so we're going to move to the other side. Let's see how that one feels. Might be different. Stop and start. Engage your core. 10, 9, try and count with me. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. I can see Taruna Auntie, Marion. I can see Eunice and his lovely wife are on live. And I know some of you progressed there, so well done. And Andrew, great work. Andrew's the one that told me about the balanced snack, the study that I've quoted in my book. So we're going to move into 12 exercises today. Your active recovery. When I'm talking, I'm giving you a rest, but you could sprinkle in a few star jumps if you want a little cardio snack in between. We're going to do a big circuit today to keep this workout around 30 minutes, but we're going to try and target every muscle group. So we're moving into our strength training, which you know I am really passionate about. I want all ages to be doing strength training. And as you've all proven, my community here that have joined me live, everyone can try a little bit. Start with your own body weight, but if you can, you're going to then start adding in weights and use progressive overload, which I explain. It's the science behind it. We want to increase our muscle mass for our longevity. So let's start with our sit and stands. If you know what you're doing, we're aiming for about 12 to 15. We're pushing the numbers up. If you're a beginner, I'm going to show you seated options. In case anyone can't stand, because I've had care homes join me, children with disabilities as well, adults as well, anyone with any restrictions, post-injury or operation. Leg extension. I want you to hold for 10 to 15 seconds, targeting these quadricep muscles, which are going to help strengthen your knees, yeah? The second option is with a chair. You have that support. Your feet are just over shoulder width. I know some of you started your squats and sit and stands. Do what you can. The seated option with support, you are making sure your knees always go out in line with your toes. You can hold the chair, lift up and down, just a few inches. The final version, which some are already doing, is squeezing up, making sure you can see your toes, touching the chair, squeeze the glutes, core tight, back straight, inhale down, exhale. Think about strengthening all the muscles in your lower body, your core. This is the functional movement. We're doing about 12 to 15, but if you can't do that, just do a few quality repetitions, better than nothing. Rest when you're tired. I'm just doing body weight at the moment and relax. Good. How did we find those? Are we good? Some of you did lots there. So that is the most important exercise to try and mimic coming out of a chair, sitting, standing ourselves, off our beds, out of our cars, all the things we take for granted. In between, you can do your little star jumps because you are stars. You could do the seated or standing. This whole workout is low impact. But if you wanted to add a bit of impact, if you're able to, you could do a little jump, but only for those that really want to build their bones. It's safe to do so. I don't normally show the jump in these workouts because I've had so many people of all ages and abilities join. The next exercise is press-ups. I'm going to show you the seated version, and I'm also going to just turn the camera so you can see me against the wall. The seated option, so this is a big compound move for our upper body. Seated option is pushing down against your thighs. We're targeting the muscles in the upper body. Those of you that know the wall press up, please start. I'll demonstrate in a minute. Again, 12 to 15 reps. We're doing a little bit longer, but here I'm pushing, bending the elbows. Chest comes towards my thighs or your wall. Push away. Focus on those muscles in the upper body. Seated option, the standing option, which I started and I get everyone to start with, is against the wall. Hands are around shoulder height. You are bringing your whole body in a straight line towards the wall. You can make it harder by moving your feet further away. And those that have been doing this for a while, I would love you to do this against your kitchen counter. This is the perfect exercise snack to do when the kettle's boiling, when something's cooking. Obviously be safe. Against a table, which would be the next level down. And then for floor press-ups, which I don't demonstrate in this workout, you can check out my book. It has QR codes to videos. There's also demonstrations on my YouTube channel in the other playlists. So breathing in and out. Can you feel that? Think about your upper body. Muscles working hard. If it's tough, just do a few. Circle out your wrists. When you're done, lovely press-ups that I can see on my Zoom team. Well done. Really good work. We're going back to squats. So these are the king lower body squats, sit and stands, upper body press-ups. I want you to do these regularly. It doesn't have to be daily. You can alternate. Maybe that's your homework. You're going to do 3 days where you just do 10 squats a day just to start off with. Ideally, and then maybe the other 3 days in between you could do your press-ups. Would that be a good bit of homework today? So today now, if you've just started doing sit and stands, or if you're just doing your leg extensions, if you want to hold a weight, you start using weight. That's going to challenge your muscles to grow. We want to build lean muscle mass. I will explain why while we start doing them. But let's start. Go nice and slow. You don't have to go heavy at first. But I want you to feel the challenge as you build up with strength training. So think about maybe wearing a rucksack on your back. I've demonstrated that before in these workouts. Make sure your knees are going out in line with your toes. I want perfect form. This is a virtual workout, so I'm counting on you, listening to all my cues. Back straight, core tight. Inhale, exhale, squeeze up. Really good. You don't have to do too many. You can rest, you can reset. If it gets tiring, you can always go into a leg extension seated. Carry on with those, hold them out if they're easy. You're still building strength in your lower body, leg muscles. Breathing out, obviously the full squat would be without the chair. And then the lower you go, but you've got to maintain form. So back straight, weight in your heels, squeeze up. How many are we on? Mummy's not here to help me count today. But let's go to where you feel the last 3 are challenging, but you're still doing good form. Let's see where you're at. I'm out of breath. So, do you feel the heart rate has gone up? Have a little breather. The more muscle mass you have, the more calories you also burn at rest, yeah? That's one of the advantages. I've written about all the other advantages in detail, but I'm always saying it's an antidepressant. Right now, how is your mood? Has your mood lifted in the last, how many minutes? 20 minutes that we've done, yes? Has your mood lifted? Good, I hope so, because that's the power of movement, releasing those feel-good hormones. So we're going in to our star jumps. If you want, or you can rest for a minute or two before we move into the next exercise. So we have got shoulder press. We have an option to also add in the bicep curls. Tin cans are the perfect way. I'll demo with these. Seated or standing, shoulders with my desk reset snack. If you don't know it, bring your shoulders up, back and down, the shape of a desk. It's one of the 1-minute snacks in my book. So we're going to do maintaining that posture. A bicep curl is really targeting these muscles here. You could do 6 of these on their own, or if you want to combine it, you then twist the weights away, palms away from you, shoulder press, bring the weights back down, and then release the bicep curl, gluing your elbows to your side, yeah? But shoulders are back, back is straight. Seated or standing, let's go for about 10 of these. If you need to do maybe 5 and 5 of the bicep curl and the press, if you don't like doing them together. Obviously, if the weight feels light, you then could add a bit more weight, yeah? So I'm gonna go into some dumbbells, but I would recommend water bottles, something filled with maybe rice or sand, something heavier just to make up your own. Make sure your wrists are straight. You are going nice and slow, nice and even. This is a great one to do in front of the mirror to check that you're nice and symmetrical, especially with the shoulder press. How does this feel? Can you feel it? Yeah? Can you target your muscles? So we're thinking about lifting things with these biceps staying strong, and then we're thinking about putting things up above our head, in the aeroplane, on things in your shelves at home, reaching up, keeping these muscles nice and strong. I'm sure we've done 10 to 12. Let me know how you're feeling. Just push it to the last few if you really want, or rest and have a little break while we finish off the last repetition and relax. Beautiful work. So we're now going to take a seat and we're all going to do some heel raises, which are brilliant. You could just put your weights even on your thighs, depending on what weight you're using, if it's comfortable. This is a nice one to do when you're watching TV, but this is a great one for your blood sugar levels. So it's going to help balance out your blood sugar levels, just lifting your heels up and down off the ground. If you do this for a couple of minutes after your meals, ideally get out for a walk in nature, but if you can't, heel raises are a great hack for balancing your blood sugar levels. And what I'd love you to do with the weights, if you don't want to hold them there, is that we can then combine into some side raises just out to your shoulders, coming down with the heels at the same time. We're coordinating the movement. Lift the heels and down. If it's too much, just do one of them. But can you feel your shoulders working here? Tin cans are the perfect weight. You don't want to go too heavy with these. Maybe we can slow it down. Add a hold and then 3, 2, 1. That's another way to challenge your strength training. Hold, 3, 2, 1. If it's difficult, just do what you can. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Yay. Doing really well on Zoom and YouTube. Super work, everyone. And down. As we go for 2 more, I can really feel these. Woo, you're doing so well. Getting lovely and strong. Last one. And down. Great work. So seated or standing, we're going to hold on to these weights. We're moving a little bit quicker than I usually do because we're going to try and get a nice shorter workout on YouTube for you as an option. We're going to go for this 90 degrees and we're going to squeeze the elbows together and back. You don't have to hold a heavy weight. You're going to try and keep your wrists above your elbow. Come back to that position. Our elbows are at shoulder height, squeezing in and out. You could just do this body weight if it's difficult. The seated option as well. Seated or standing. If you're able to stand, obviously I think that's better. If you can stand because you've got your core, your legs working, you're going to keep balance. Let's go for a couple more. Ooh, we can feel the burn. Our muscles are really working today. 2 and 1. Beautiful work. How are we feeling? Let's drop the weights for a little minute. Give ourselves a little shake out, maybe just a little spinal release. Let the arms go. Did you feel that? So did you push yourself where you can feel your muscles working? You want to just build on that. Play this workout back. Track your weights. What can you do? Andrew has read my mind. He's grabbed a resistance band, but you could use a pair of old tights, something stretchy, or even a belt for the shoulder floss that you know I love doing, the signature move. We're going to try and lift the band up and over. You don't have to have straight arms. You could just bend the elbows. If your range of movement is restricted, you don't have to come all the way up and round. You just try and build up to it. But this shoulder floss, even seated at the edge of your chair, on your sofas, I keep one on my desk when I'm sitting for too long. If we can sprinkle in these moves every half an hour, every 45 minutes, even every hour, this is going to improve your health. It's going to reduce risks of so many chronic illnesses. It's that sedentary lifestyle. That's why exercise snacking is the key to break up those long periods of sitting. This is something you could do when you're sitting for too long. But we're also working, again, this whole rotation in your shoulder, and you're working your muscles because we've got a bit of resistance on the band. The harder you want to go, this obviously tighter, you use that resistance band. Can you feel that little burning sensation? Just smile if you can. 2, breathing in and out as we do a nice movement and back. So in the mornings, I'm going to give you a little rest so you could do your star jumps because we're working quite fast today. In the mornings, I balance them on one leg to brush my teeth with the support of my sink. I then add in, while I'm doing my face creams, I'm going to share a video of this on my Instagram soon. I do my 10 squats. So I just do a quick 10. If you've got a chair in your dressing table, I do 10 squats. I'm just giving you a quick idea of how you can build this in early. I then do 10 star jumps. So I get a bit of impact for my bones because obviously I jump and I want to build my bone density, especially through menopause. But you don't have to jump. And the last thing I do is the shoulder floss. Every morning, it just takes probably 2 minutes to do that. But that's a great start to your day. So I'm just giving you ideas of what you could do. We're going to go into the last few exercises. A bit of balance with the hip circles. So I really want you to mobilize and work these hips. If you're seated, I want you to do them here. Small circles, but try not to move anything else. If you're standing, you have the wall or you have your chair as support. Make sure you've got nothing in the way. This leg is taking your weight. Obviously, if you're able to balance, you do it without any support. But let's do 3 in one way, 3 in the other. Can you feel nice and still? So rather than leaning or moving the body, try and really isolate the movement into our hips here. Good work. You should feel your supportive leg if you're balancing. Taking your body weight, this corrects muscular imbalances as well. So we're strengthening that supporting leg, but we're working our hips. You can do this anytime just to keep your hips nice and supple and mobile, yeah? Hip circles, there we go. And then today's workout is a nice shorter one. So we're going to try and do a last little cardio snack before we do a quick stretch. Now we've got 2 options here. We're going to do seated or standing, high knees. You can go nice and slow. I want you to think about your lower stomach muscles sucking in towards your spine. You can reach up with your arms. Think about lifting the leg with your lower stomach. So I can feel that even seated, back straight, or I could go nice and high. If you don't want to do the arms, you could give yourself a little high five. Can you target, send that brain the messages to the muscles that we're working, mind to muscle connection. It's very powerful. Let's go a little bit faster for the last 10 seconds. Can you all count with me? 10, 9, 8, come on, 7, I can hear you. 6, 5, 4, give me everything. 3, 2, and 1. Give yourselves a clap. We have literally done 30 minutes, guys. I was trying to get it all wrapped up so that you have an option for a shorter workout today that's on YouTube for you. We have to stretch. That is a key component of my Feel Good Fitness prescription. We've done balance, mobility, cardio, strength, and stretch. If you've missed some of this workout, it is saved for you, so do not worry. You can play it back anytime under the Feel Good playlist. We're going to keep one leg in front of us. This is very important to reduce your risks of injury and to give our bodies and minds that little time to just bring the heart rate down. One leg straight. I'm stretching my body all the way up. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Then bring your chest towards your thigh. See where your hands reach. It doesn't have to be your toes. It could be your shin. It could be your thigh. Can you hear I'm out of breath? And that is the power of a quick little workout. But even if you just took one move, did it a few times in your day, exercise, snacking, I can't tell you how beneficial this is for your health. Breathe here. Let's slow things down. Feel that stretch all the way down the straight leg. Wherever you can, relax your head and neck and roll up the spine. Let's take that other stretch all the way up. Alternate the leg. So straighten the other one out. Just do what you can. Stretching can be hard. Flexibility. Again, I had no flexibility when I first started about 10 years ago. But I really love this stretching now because I can see the difference it makes, especially as we get older. We need to look after all the body parts we've just worked. It's improved my flexibility. I use it as a little stretch snack in the evenings before I go to bed. In between sports, I've just taken up paddles. That's a new sport. I'm doing lots of stretching just to make sure. I hope I don't get any injuries through it. So let's hug our knee in here. We're going a little bit over, but stretching is key. So hug your knee in, sit nice and tall, maybe rotate your ankle. I literally played paddle this morning at 7:30. It was frosty courts and I can feel this. I need to make sure I'm stretching out. So just adding these little stretches are so beneficial. Other side, hug it in. Can you hug it in any more? Can you sit any taller, any prouder? Shoulders relaxed. Lovely, just circling out my ankles. Our feet do so much for us all day. We can just give them a bit of love here. Self-care, lovely work. We're going to do our stretches for our upper body. We're not rushing this bit, even though we did a 30-minute workout. We're going to open out. Now here, really open out your arms. Arch your back, lift through your chin. Inhale, seated or standing, then round the back. And I want you to interlock your fingers. And I want that C shape in your spine. Can you feel that? Chin to chest. You tuck the tailbone under. We open out the vertebra. We can lift those interlocked fingers all the way up. Full body stretch, seated or standing. Lean to the side. One side, lovely. Exhale, back to the middle. Other side, just stretching the body out. Growing taller, more confident. And back. You know my Feel Good hugs. This feels appropriate now. Seated or standing. Again, opening out. Take a positive inhale. Give yourselves a big hug this time. I want to congratulate you all for joining, but this is your chance to give your body some love. It does so much for us. Our bodies are amazing. You know, my mother-in-law's not with me, so one more from me to all of you. A big hug, virtual hug, beautiful work. And we're going to do one final stretch for our upper body. We're going to do our biceps here. We're just going to hold a straight arm and then get the other hand on the palm. Just push the fingers back gently. You can do this seated. Relax your shoulders. I want you to try and feel a big stretch on that arm all the way down. Can you feel that? You don't have to pull too far back, but just see what feels good for you. Relaxing there. Other side. Lovely work. How do we feel? Deep breaths. Hopefully you're feeling really good. You've invested in your health, even if it was for a few minutes. You have done something positive for your mind, your body, your soul today. Brilliant work. We always finish with my feel good finish. I could do loads more stretches, so please go to another video if you want to do a bit more after today's session. Breathing in lots of positivity, lifting the arms. You can stay seated for this. Exhale any tension, negativity, stress. Hopefully you feel so much better than when you started. I really hope you do. One final big positive inhale. This time, capture it up, hands together. Bring that positivity then down to your heart center. In prayer position, please thank your amazing bodies. Take a moment to be grateful, to maybe say something loving and kind to yourself or a positive affirmation for the day. Lots of science behind that as well. And give yourselves a big round of applause. Now, today's session is shorter. If you've still got another 10 or 15 minutes, head over on my YouTube channel, either to the Feel Good playlist or go to the popular playlist or the exercise snack playlist. There's lots of short workouts there for you. Always just do what you can. And the main thing I ask is leave a comment, but please share this with even one person today, just so that I can continue my mission to try and help as many people as I can to feel good. I'm so glad and grateful to everyone that joins me every single week. So thank you to my amazing Zoom community. Join us live. Keep an eye out on my WhatsApp groups for any session reminders and Zoom links. And that's all on my newsletter that's free on my website. I talk to all my Zoom participants at the end. So thank you to YouTube. Thank you for joining. I hope this was beneficial to you all, and keep moving, everyone. Yeah, alongside your sleep, your nutrition, your stress management, and the best bit, the social connection that I'm going to do now with my amazing Zoom participants. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you for joining.